What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and dissect Infinity Ward today and why they act and do the things that they do when it comes to this franchise. Of course, there are a couple things currently that people believe. First being Activision removing things from current day titles and reintroducing them later to make some extra cash. Hence why we don't have Ghost, Dead Silence, all that good stuff in Modern Warfare 2. But you move over to Modern Warfare 3 and they got it all, and of course people are willing to open up their wallets. And the second reason being, honestly, the one that I believe the most, the development team is just egotistical, They have a vision for Call of Duty. The community's vision doesn't align with their vision, so the majority of our feedback just goes in the trash can. They might take some of it, but the mass majority never sees the light of day. But I have been sitting back and I've been thinking about this. And I'll be honest, what I'm about to present to you guys might be the reason why Infinity Ward does the things they do. Ignore the community, force out a specific playstyle, and, basically just make games that the overall community doesn't really care for or enjoy when it comes to the perspective of a Call of Duty title, an arcadey title. But of course, before we go ahead and dive deep into these points, I do want to mention we are on the grind to 45,000 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. For anybody that's new here, we're trying to hit that goal before Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 drops, and we are really pumping along. I think we're 44,600. We're like 400 away. So, of course, if you guys enjoy what you hear today and want to hear some more content revolving around Call of Duty or X-Defined, don't forget, subscribe, hit that bell. We post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. And last but not least, we will be streaming today over on Kick. So if you guys want to check that out, hang out with me, chat it up, and also we do open lobbies. You can find the link to that channel along with all my other socials like Twitter and Discord down in the description of this video. All right, so like I said, I've been thinking about Infinity Ward, and I've been thinking, honestly, yeah, a lot of the points that we've been making here could be legitimate. But there's another point that not too many people talk about, and that is the fact that there is indeed an audience out there who love realistic milsims. Whether it is a milsim or if it's just a tax shooter like Rainbow Six Siege or something of that sort, there is definitely an audience out there who adore, absolutely love realistic visuals, animations, sounds, effects, all of the above. And they would gladly take that over anything that's arcadey when it comes to a video game. Now, of course, Call of Duty has always been an arcadey game, and even though the games in the past, like Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Call of Duty 4, World at War, even some of the Treyarch games like Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, were a little bit more, strategy-based. Whether you want to believe it or not, yeah, they had their fast-paced moments, but they were a little bit more strategic compared to, our extreme run-and-gun COD games that we've gotten after the jetpack era. But at the end of the day, they always ended up an arcade shooter, even down to, like I said, Modern Warfare 2, which was, people always hype it up as being a fast-paced COD game, but it really wasn't, as much as people believe. But there were still ways for fast-paced players to do what they want to do. Marathon and Marathon Pro, lightweight, being able to put on stopping power to get some extra damage, Dead Silence, suppressors on your weapon. There was ways that you can work around the more tactical playstyle that Infinity Ward, kind of have compared to, obviously, Treyarch, who always pushed for a little bit more faster-paced gameplay. But there was ways to work around it. Fast forward to current date, those ways are no longer in the game. Everything is stripped. Ghost, Dead Silence, red dots on the mini-maps, silencers not working correctly. Everything that allowed COD to be a little mix of, some strategic vibes while at the same time being just an extremely fast-paced arcade shooter back in the day, they removed all of those aspects and just made it a straight-up, arguably, attack shooter with Modern Warfare 2019 and Modern Warfare 2. And even going into Modern Warfare 2, we gave so much loud feedback about all of these things needing to be rearranged, and they ignored it all. They even tried to basically defend these features being reintroduced into Modern Warfare 2, saying they want to protect certain players. So, I want to argue that Activision is trying to tap into this marketplace, and it's beyond Infinity Ward at this point. And of course, the Infinity Ward leads have to develop this stuff and they have to plan it out, and I don't want to blame any of the main devs because, the developers are just doing what they got to do. They got to follow the management. But management and Activision, they're pushing an agenda because I really think they're trying to tap into that marketplace. Because whether you want to believe it or not, I know everybody hates to think of the fact that milsims and realistic shooters and tac shooters aren't popular, but whether you like it or not, they are extraordinarily popular, and they also bring in a ridiculous amount of cash because the majority of casual players do go over and they tend to play more games like that. And again, you don't have to believe me, and that's perfectly fine, but it's facts. A lot of games like that really do have a large audience and plenty of people who are willing to cough up money inside of a video game. So I'll be real, even though I still think Infinity Ward is just simply being egotistical, I do believe there is a possibility out there. And again, none of this stuff is factual, but I would love to hear your opinions down in the comment section. Let me know. But I do believe there's a possibility out there that, this isn't an ego problem. This isn't Infinity Ward thinking that these changes make COD better. No, they don't think. They know these changes don't make COD better. They know these changes are made for a realistic or milsim perspective, for those individuals to enjoy it more than the Call of Duty audience. But obviously, they're masking it up, saying, oh, yeah, we want to protect certain Call of Duty players. We want to, make this style of Call of Duty. But at the end of the day, they don't. They are specifically making this game as a realistic shooter. Honestly, if they changed the IP and just didn't make it Call of Duty, it would probably get way less hate. But again, the Call of Duty name is so popular that they can finesse the whole Call of Duty audience into this game while still at the same time bringing in all the milsim heads, all the realism heads, and all those individuals, which once again is a massive marketplace. In Call of Duty, the engine is, let's be real here, once Modern Warfare 2019 dropped, that engine was crispy. We can all agree to that. It was really dang crispy. In Call of Duty, they have a fat budget. They can make these things work. They can make these games clean. And a lot of milsim guys out there, realism fans out there, their games, Rainbow Six Siege is a banger. And we have a lot of other games, Tom Clancy games, a lot of stuff out there. But, let's be honest. Does anything really run like COD? It's a reason why COD always performs so well, even though they do all the craziest, horrible crap to the community. But I'm thinking that they are just simply making milsim titles. And you know what? I'm willing to put money on this fact because Infinity Ward is getting flamed right now. There is absolutely no way in hell that Infinity Ward does not see this. And it was no way in hell that they didn't see it with Modern Warfare 2. We complained so much with Modern Warfare 2019. The possibilities of them not seeing that was literally impossible. But there is absolutely no excuse now that they miss it with Modern Warfare 3. The main Call of Duty pages, I mentioned this all the time before, the main Call of Duty pages are sitting here advertising all these changes, saying that it's back, COD is back, this is how COD's supposed to be, basically absolutely destroying Infinity Ward, making them look like garbage. So, again, I'm willing to make a bet here that even through all of this stuff, even through all this dragging, I'm willing to say that in the next Infinity Ward game, all of this stuff will still not be fixed. And you want to know why? Because it doesn't matter what we say. It doesn't matter if they're being hurt, if their feelings are being hurt or anything like that. They are trying to tap into a marketplace, and they still have Sledgehammer and Treyarch to carry on Call of Duty's name. If they only did milsim, COD would be dead, right? But since this game releases every single year, they are able to get multiple other games out there that give the Call of Duty fans the arcadey feel that they want, while they still have one full year cycle devoted to milsim fans out there. I don't know. Again, you could call me crazy, and I would totally agree because, again, this is just a conspiracy. I'm not really throwing out any facts here. I'm just, thinking of different ideas, food for thought. But for me personally, it just seems way too odd that Infinity Ward can get bashed this much and they still stand their ground. Like, seriously, how do you get absolutely demolished after 2 games and still want to do the same exact thing? There's no possible way. I've never seen it before in any development team. Even the top dogs out there, if they get absolutely demolished, they're going to try to fix their act because they want money. I've never seen a team get bashed to death and keep consistently adding the things that are making us bash them in the first place. It has to be something else, right? Maybe not. Again, I still think it's just, egotistical heads, management. But it really does seem weird. It seems like it has to be another reason. And I think it's exactly that. I really think Activision wants just 1 year of COD to be devoted to those players out there. People who, like that realistic style. Think about it. Ghost working no matter what. You don't have to move. It allows people to, take their time, sit back, not move. They don't have to engage. They don't have to go to OBJ. They can do whatever they want, and UAVs won't, punish them. Dead Silence being a field upgrade. You can't be silent all the time. So, sound whoring is always heavy Infinity Ward titles recently. No red dots on the minimap. So when they shoot an unsuppressed weapon, they don't have to worry about a bunch of players swarming in on their location so they can keep doing things that they want. Again, are these things bad? No, not at all. Because, again, in other games, these features would be outstanding. But these features are there to create that playstyle, that realism, tech, milsim playstyle. They're not there to improve the Call of Duty experience, to rearrange the Call of Duty, evolve the Call of Duty experience, not even in the slightest. And we said this time and time and time again. And they claim to have stats, proof behind the scenes that this does improve, player retention and, having more people coming in to play the game itself. But again, those stats aren't for COD. Those stats are for a different playstyle, a different group of players. And I want to make it so clear that I'm not talking trash to those players, because I love tac shooters. I love Insurgency Sandstorm. I love Ready or Not. I love Squad. I love Hell Let Loose. I love milsims and tac shooters. But it's a reason that we have those games and then we have COD for our arcade vibes. If they simply made it, like I said earlier, another IP, this would be accepted so much better. But they wouldn't do that because they would lose out on money. They have to finesse the whole Call of Duty community while also tapping into that milsim marketplace that can generate them a lot of money. And I think Activision is willing to sacrifice the sanity of their audience for a whole year just to get that check. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, go down in the comments section and let me know what you think about all this stuff. Again, at the end of the day, I still think it's just Infinity Ward being egotistical. But it's still fun to think about. It's still fun to, come up with the different ideas and to think of other possibilities. And honestly, I think that's a decent enough possibility. I could totally see Activision trying to force Call of Duty into that marketplace. And all these things that Infinity Ward are saying that, they're claiming these things are to improve COD. In reality, they're just saying that to mask the fact that those changes are really there to bring in more tac, fans. But as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like, and by all means, if you hated it, leave a dislike. Don't forget, subscribe, hit that bell. I post here daily at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. And last but not least, you can catch me stream over on Kick. I'm going to be there today, pretty much the rest of the week. Sundays we have off, but you can find the link to that down in the description of this video, along with my Twitter and Discord. But thank you for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.